Mein Name ist Hans.
My name is Hans-Dieter Husch, and I'm the manager of a pizza factory at Dr.Oetker.
Ich habe als junger Ingenieur
I began working for the company as a young engineer, and that was my job for several years. I then progressed to the role of production manager, and for some years now I've been factory manager.
besonders mag ich an meinem
What I particularly like about my job is working with so many people, the sophisticated technology that we use, and the new challenges we continually face. We produce around 1.5 million pizzas a day here in Łebcz.
Pizzen. Jeder Mitarbeiter und jede Mitarbeiterin
Any employee entering the production area must be wearing appropriate work clothing. We wear occupational footwear and outerwear, caps and hairnets are obligatory, and any employees with beards must cover them with beer snoods. Before entering the production area, employees must wash and disinfect their hands at specific hygiene barriers.
waschen und desinfizieren. Wir untersuchen bei uns im Werk
We conduct tests on all raw materials entering the factory. We handle large quantities of incoming raw materials every day, several truckloads of cheese, for example. We conduct tests on the ingredients. For example, we conduct a sensory test on the cheese used in the ristorante mozzarella. This involves the tester taking a small sample and tasting it to determine whether it meets the taste requirements.
ob es unseren geschmacklichen Anforderungen entspricht. Weiterhin wird eine
We also perform a pressure test on the cheese to verify that it can be processed properly later on during production. Finally, we take two further samples, a microbiological sample and one for chemical tests.
die Cherry-Tomatenscheiben.
We measure the diameter and thickness of the cherry tomato slices that we use for our ristorante mozzarella product. If a raw material falls short of our quality criteria, it is not approved for use in production.
Die Produktion
Producing the dough is the first step in creating our pizzas. This involves mixing the ingredients, such as water, yeast, and flour, in a large dough kneader. The kneader is a large bowl with a kneading hook, similar to those you might use at home, but much larger.
Der frisch geknetete Teig wird dann in unserer Teigmaschine
The freshly kneaded dough is then tipped into our dough ball machine, which forms the dough into balls. The dough balls are left briefly to rise, then they're shaped, heated, shaped again, and baked. The baking process lasts several minutes as the pizza base is passed through the oven, which is approximately 20 meters long. We take sustainability extremely seriously, and our production operation is no exception. We use the waste heat from the oven to heat our buildings.
unsere Gebäude zu heizen. Die gebackenen
Following a brief cooling phase, the baked pizza bases enter the production stage, in which we top them with the remaining ingredients.
Als erster Schritt im Bereich des
The
Belegs
first step of the topping process is to inspect the quality of the bases. We check that they have the correct diameter, neither too large nor too small.
haben, nicht so groß sind, nicht so klein sind. Die Böden, die wir nicht mehr nutzen können aus Qualität.
Bases that are rejected for quality reasons are crushed and used in dough for a later batch. Sustainability is therefore also relevant in this part of the process.
Bei der Belegung der
During the topping stage for the ristorante mozzarella, the visual inspection is followed by the dispensing of the tomato sauce. We produce this sauce, which differs according to the pizza flavor, ourselves. Once the tomato sauce has been dispensed onto the pizza, it's followed by grated mozzarella cheese. Any grated cheese that does not land on the pizza is collected on a conveyor belt and returned to the process for reuse. Once the grated cheese has been dispensed onto the pizza, a machine adds round mozzarella slices. If a slice is missing, it's added manually by employees working behind the machine.
Mitarbeiter, die hinter der Maschine positioniert sind, korrigiert. Nach den Mozzarella-Scheiben
After adding the mozzarella slices, We add blobs of pesto, followed by cherry tomato slices. Finally, herbs are scattered onto the pizza. It then passes to the deep freezer, which cools it to around minus 30 degrees Celsius.
-30 Grad. Wenn die Pizza aus dem Froster kommt, wird sie
When the pizza leaves the freezer, it's wrapped in film, inspected once again visually, then placed in its cardboard box.
tatsächlich werden die Pizzen, die wir herstellen, auch
We also sample the produced pizzas ourselves. Several times a day, different groups, generally made up of employees from quality assurance and production, taste the products to determine whether they satisfy our high standards regarding taste and appearance.
Produkte im Geschmack, in der Optik unseren hohen Ansprüchen genügen. Nach Herstellung der
After the pizzas have been produced, samples are taken from them and subjected to microbiological and chemical tests.
chemisch untersucht werden. Wir haben im
Our factory here has its own state-of-the-art microbiological laboratory that enables us to satisfy our demanding hygiene and quality requirements to the full.
der gesamte Prozess von der Teigherstellung
The entire process, from dough making to packaging, takes about 2 hours.
nach der Fallschachtel werden die Pizzen zunächst in Verkaufseinheiten
The cardboard boxes are grouped and palletized. The pallet is then transported to our fully automated high bay warehouse.
automatisiertes Hochregallager transportiert. Wir erhalten
We receive orders from our central logistics indicating which pallets are to be readied for dispatch to which customers.
Kunden bereitgestellt werden müssen. Diese werden
The relevant pallets are retrieved from the warehouse and loaded by forklift onto the trucks, which then transport them to our customers.
dann zu unseren Kunden bringen. Auch wenn wir sehr
Even though we have a wide range of pizza flavors, the Ristorante Salami will always be my favorite.